and welcome back to the IPF World Championships. I am Six Pack Lapidat. I'm joined by
Rob Eslands from Belgium.
and we are here in Homestead, Sweden at the Alico headquarters. And my friend, the Open is about to begin.
Absolutely, Ryan. Really looking forward to this session.
We have the Open 47 and 52 kilo classes here on Platform 1, and there will be only one platform for the Open. A quick look at the lineup right here of the 47s. It's going to be a tight race. France's teenage sensation, Tiffany Chapon, coming in as the #1 nomination, but she's facing stiff opposition. The veteran, Simone Lai of Canada, just 4 kilo behind in the nominations. And then newcomer, Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan, coming in with the same nomination as Tiffany, as well as the rest of the field. It's going to be a tight battle right to the very last lift. While we have a minute, I also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Obviously, without them, it would not be possible. Alico, when we were looking for a venue during the pandemic, opening up their doors, and we are at their headquarters. They're housing the IPF Worlds, as well as SBD for their financial support, not only for the IPF World Championships, also sponsoring several of the nations and the athletes, helping cover expenses. And I'm excited, my friend. There's been a lot of hype on this one.
Absolutely.
We will start in the squat session, as we always do. We're Ireland's Mayon with 87.5.
Our very first open lifter.
Kachapan Mayon of Ireland, 87.5.
For her opener.
And the
First squat.
And the IPF Open has begun.
We start with a good lift, Ryan.
3 white lights. You know, I tell you what, walking around in the warm-up room, everyone's always going to be a little bit tense, but it's the Open, and you can feel the tension back there, especially when everybody's expecting a big battle. It's nice to get the first lift out of the way, ease the stress a little bit.
Exactly. Put yourself on the board. Get yourself some safety out there. And then focus on the rest of your competition.
This is it. 102.5 for Rachelle Randoni.
Italy. Italy's been doing some great things this championship.
Particularly in the juniors, yeah?
Absolutely.
Three white lights.
Good lift.
Seeing the replay here, it's a little bit of work in the midpoint, but some lifters, doesn't matter if it's the opener or the third lift, it's going to look like that, a little bit of work.
It's their sticking point, as we say. And, you know, sometimes the first lift is just a bit extra stressful, especially on such a championship, but they'll often get through it and do a better second and third even.
Bar is loaded, 120 kilos, Evgenia Maximova.
Evgenia from Russia, Russian Olympic Committee.
That's right, Evgenia Maximova, opening with 120 kilo, representing the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee.
There we go. Nice and deep. It's a good lift.
The bar path, bang on. Bar speed, pretty quick, no major breakdowns. And so far, no disasters, obviously. We're only a few lifters deep, but everybody's getting on the board. I've been in other sessions where things get a little more dramatic than you would have expected for an opener.
Especially when you go to the equipped competitions, when the squat opener is always very crucial, just as the bench opener.
Yep.
This is Veronica, 130 kilos.
Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan, 130 kilo. Veronica making her IPF World Championship debut. What do you think about that depth, my friend?
Looked good to me and confirmed by the judges. 3 white lights, good lift for her first attempt.
Absolutely, no question about that depth. Never gets bullied around by the weight.
Absolutely.
Nicely done.
Very well executed.
Bar is loaded, 130 kilos. Simone Lai of Canada.
And Simone Lai of Canada, 130 kilos for her opener. Simone, a veteran of the game, 30 years old, been competing 6 years, and has already made it to the IPF World Championships, will not be overcome by the moment. Welcoming a couple IPF Worlds debutantes. See if that experience can come into play here.
Good lift, 3 white lights.
And a good lift for her too. Looked very easy. She definitely has more in the tank there. Was only 5 kilo below PR as well. And now we have Tiffany from France. One of the big shooters of France, that we say. 142.5 kilos for her opener. A massive squat. In the minus 47 kilo class.
The teenage sensation,
Absolutely, Ryan.
Tiffany Chapon. France got shooters, and here's one of them.
Also known as Turbo Tiff.
Yeah, for those on Instagram.
Absolutely. Gotta look up this one.
One of Penna's disciples.
Yes. Wow. See what judges say. 2 to 1.
Good enough. Let's see if we see
Yeah, let's see.
what they might have seen on. Yeah, well, you know, the thing with it comes to depth. Hips don't rest entirely parallel all the time. So one hip might be depth, one hip might be high, and
Exactly.
that's where you might get a discrepancy between the judging.
You often see that there's a difference between the referees on both sides, but
Right.
she got it. She's on the board and was very easy. Definitely more to come.
And Ketchapan Mayon of Ireland. We are on the second attempts now in the 47s. And something else to keep in mind, with only 6 lifters, this is a very quick turnover. These ladies might not be used to this kind of speed in between the attempts, and you got to adjust yourself. 95 kilo on the bar. It's work, isn't it, Rob?
Absolutely. She pushed through it, and she got rewarded for it. 3 white lights.
It's work, but it's honest work. 3 white lights.
Work, but not work. Like that seeing.
Italy's Rachel Randoni. 107.5 kilo for her second attempt. How do you feel about that 5 kilo jump, Rob?
I think we were talking about the sticking point earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe a wise choice to take this safe bet. Let's see how she does. Exactly same as the first attempt. 3 white lights, good lift.
I tell you what, we had mentioned that it was a possibility the sticking point would be there regardless the weight. It's just the way she squats, and it
Exactly.
looks like that's the way it is. The bar speed did not slow much, did it?
No, exactly. I think she'll go for like 110 on third attempt. I think that will be a safe bet, or 12 maybe. She'll get through that.
125 kilos. Evgenia Maximova.
Evgenia Maximova of the ROC, 125 kilo on the bar for her. 5 kilo jump, but the opener we felt moved pretty well.
Absolutely. Look good to me. 2 to 1.
2 to 1 for Maximova of
And 5 kilo didn't slow her down much.
Absolutely.
Kazakhstan.
Nice and deep.
Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan.
Bar loaded, 135 kilos.
5 kilo jump from her opener, 135 kilo on her second attempt. Newcomer to the IPF Worlds, and her making her first appearance in the 47s, actually.
Absolutely. An important weight, 135 kilos for a battle for second position with Simone.
There are individual medals for each event, as well as the bigger picture where you're adding kilos to that total.
Absolutely.
Very tight stance there.
Very narrow stance. We must not forget that these are 47 kilo lifters. By the way, this is a good lift. 3 white lights, very well executed. No, but as we were saying, these are 47 kilo lifters. These are some rather like muscular but small girls that we see here.
It when you have a narrow stance, it leaves a smaller footprint, but you know the pressing power is more condensed, I guess.
Absolutely.
It's just a different style.
It's a personal preference.
That's it. Canada's Simone Lai, 135 kilo loaded on the bar for her second attempt. 5 kilo jump. This would equal her previous personal best. Digital content strategizer. Might have to talk to her about King of the Lifts.
Absolutely. Gets the command.
Oh, wow. Smiles at the top, too. She's
She
confident.
knows it's good.
3 white lights with a good lift.
3 white lights. Earlier she had 2 to 1. Now she got 3 white lights. So it looked indeed well on depth.
This is a
And definitely much more to come. This was her equal. She equaled her PB here.
That's right. And the confidence building as the weight gets heavier. Now look at this, Rob. Tiffany Chapon, a teenager lifting in the open, and a world record attempt of 150 kilo. And we're only in the second rounds of squatting.
Absolutely, this is absolutely insanity. It's crazy.
7.5 kilo jump from her opener.
And we must not forget, let us put this in perspective for the people at home. These are 47 kilo girls, so this is over 3 times body weight squat that we see here.
Oh, wow.
And how?
And Tiffany fights through the sticking point. You know, Penna had told me before powerlifting she was a boxer. And you could almost see how she's so scrappy. We take a look at the scorecard here. Tiffany with 150 kilo. Simone Lai with 135, as well as Veronica Broner. We told you it was going to be a tight race.
Yeah.
Simone Lai and Veronica neck and neck. Tiffany pulling ahead a little, but we have one more round of squatting to go.
Absolutely. What do you think she'll do on squats, Ryan? Tiffany?
My friend, that moved rather well. It is the 47, so it's relative in terms of the jump. I think maybe 5 kilo. What do you think?
That should sound realistic. Absolutely. But now back to Ireland.
Ketchupan Mayon of Ireland, 97.5.
For third and last squat. Let's go. A little bit too heavy today.
Kind of got a little pulled out of position on her left side.
Yeah.
You can see it on the replay here. Knee came in, and it was just a little too heavy to change up mid-attempt. Spotters and loaders, 110 kilo for Rachele Randoni of Italy.
Bar is loaded. 110 kilos. Rachele Randoni.
2.5 kilo jump and 2.5 kilo below her personal best. Although, as we said, we are moving very quickly in this first flight. 36-year-old lawyer, been competing 5 years.
Indeed, so as you were saying, there are 6 lifters in this flight. That means that they all have about 5 minutes between each attempt, so it goes very fast.
Some flights are twice as long.
Absolutely.
And if you're going for world records, it's nice to take a little bit of a break. I feel bad for Tiffany, but I'm sure she'll adjust. Oh, wow. 3 white lights.
3 white lights is a good lift.
You know, we had said, same sticking point.
Same sticking point, but she fights through it, and that's what matters.
Keeps those knees out, tracking over the feet. Never gets her, never lets the bar shift her forward and lose balance.
It's all about body tension at that point. How well do you manage to control the weight?
Evgenia Maximova of the ROC. 127.5 kilo on the bar for her.
2.5 kilo jump.
Somewhat conservative, but this is PR territory.
Absolutely. And as you said, some lifters think about the bigger picture and they just focus on getting a good total, play a bit safe on lifts individually, but build that nice total.
A little too much.
Yeah, a little bit too much. She fell a bit backward there. I think she went down a bit too explosively if you look at it.
Did she
went
lose,
very deep.
lose a little tension
Yeah.
in searching of
And
depth?
you see that her balance point is falling backwards, so it's a shame because if you manage to keep your position, then you might get through that.
Kazakhstan's Veronica Broner, 140 kilo being loaded on the bar for her third and final squat. 5 kilo jump from her second and a possible 5 kilo towards her total. She's definitely a podium favorite. What color will that medal be? Yet to be decided, but these 5 kilo will help her cause.
$140 kilos, her third attempt.
Oh, wow. Tons of heart there.
Absolutely. See what the referees think.
3 white lights.
3 white lights.
And we'll see on the replay here. The bar slows, but never fully comes to a pause. Very consistent all the way through. Bar path, straight up and straight down. Never lets her chest bow forward.
Yeah. She maintained that position really well.
Yep.
These are top-notch lifters, of course.
Yep, but gravity has a way of kicking in if the bar gets heavy.
Absolutely,
Even
man.
to the best of them. Simone,
Absolutely.
Speaking of Simone Lai, representing Canada, also taking 140 kilo. She weighed in slightly less than Veronica Broner, so tie will go to the lighter lifter in terms of medals for squats and down the road for total.
Yeah.
Nicely done, and a smile on
Yeah,
Simone's
love to see
face.
that smile.
She's on, and she knows it. 3 white lights and struts off the platform. Simone Lai.
And as she's lighter than Broner, this secured her the silver medal on
That's
the
right.
squats. Yeah.
Well, looking to break her own record, and she's taking a 3 kilo jump, which is probably appropriate. Every kilo is going to count. You don't want to get too greedy, do you?
No, exactly. And I know she's done 150 in training, but 153 will be an all-time PR for her, I think. So as you said it before, it's unknown territory. You need to be safe.
Tiffany Chapon of France, attempting a world record to break her own world record.
Quite a position to be in, Ryan.
It's favorable, isn't it?
Absolutely. 153 kilos, over 3 times body weight. She's just a teenager, dominating the squats here. Turbotif pour les amis.
That looks good. Nope, just a little too much.
She went very deep on this one. Let's look at the replay. She went very deep on this one.
Lost a little bit of balance. One thing I will say, so taking a look at the scorecard here, Tiffany takes the gold, 150, a good 10 kilo spread so far. Simone Lai with the silver based off body weight with Veronica Broner. A lot of lifting left to go. However, despite Tiffany missing that lift, it wasn't a monumental effort where she had to drain the tank and it'll impact her later on in the day, which is very important, isn't it, Rob?
Absolutely, absolutely. Some people will strategically like skip a lift to focus on the rest of the competition.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got to miss, she missed the best way possible.
Absolutely.
Stacey Dawn of Ireland, 100 kilo even.
We moved up to the 52 class, by the way.
And back at the openers for the 52s, and Dawn is on the board with 3 white lights. Barbara Gap of Austria, 110 kilo, awaits her on the platform. 40 years old, lifting in the open. I love to see that.
Yeah, she's a great lifter. I know her personally. And she always takes her daughter everywhere she goes. She's not here, sadly. But a very strong lifter, very experienced, and she always like kicks some butt in the deadlifts.
We'll have to pay attention for that later on.
Absolutely. She has a very big deadlift.
Relatively smooth work for 110 kilo.
Yes, exactly.
3 white lights.
She's on the board too.
And Kanan Kasai of Japan will also attempt 110 kilo. I know Tiffany in the 47s did not have to cut. Stark contrast to Veronica Broner, who had a big cut. It's interesting to see how they handle their openers based off of cutting while traveling, time zone change.
Yeah.
Did
Has
not.
a big impact. So.
Yeah, it can. It can. Kasai, no impact on her apparently. 3
No.
white lights.
And as she comes from Japan, she had quite a way to go to get here.
Well, that's it. You know, time zone changes and travels is something that for some of these newer lifters to the IPF worlds may not take into account
Yeah.
until it's too late. Elizaveta Nikitina, 130 kilo on the bar, representing the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee. Just 20 years old, lifting in the open.
A lot of lifters skipping the juniors and going straight for the open.
They're beginning to compete younger and younger, and by the time they're 20, still a junior, but already relative veterans in the game and
Yeah.
feel comfortable in doing so. What do you think, Rob?
Let's see what the referees say first. It's always the same, but she has, it was a good lift. I wasn't 100% sure about that. Also, the movement that she made right before the start, sometimes it's dangerous when you make the hip shift already, because some referees might see it as you initiate the lift already. So it's dangerous. You need to be careful with that. But she made it look good. She got 3 white lights, so there are no problems there.
I put you on the spot to see, and you seen it coming and dodged that one. Well played, sir. Well played.
Sometimes you got to make strategic choices, right?
Even in the commentary booth.
Even on the commentary booth.
Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 135 kilo on the bar for her opener.
With the brand new SBD singlets, they look really good, I have to say.
They're lovely.
Can't wait to get my hands on one. 135 kilos for her opener.
A little bit of a pause at the bottom
Yeah.
there. Now, do you think she was just searching for depth, or why do you think that was?
I think it was kind of the case. Sometimes in these championships, lifters are paying extra attention to depth, or maybe they're overthinking their squats. And sometimes you see lifters perform a lift completely different from how they're used to it, because they think like, oh shit, I gotta make depth, and they that's why they pause extra or they seek for extra depth. And maybe this was the case. So.
And another one of France's shooters, Riku Shizuka, with 147.5 kilo on the bar for her.
Very strong girl. I've seen her live in action at the Europeans in 2019. She did such a great job there. Got second behind Noemi.
France with a big 1-2 punch in the 52 kilo open. Another relatively narrow stance squatter.
Yep. Nice controlled.
But wow, it works.
And it did work. 3 white lights. She's on the board too. Looked very easy for her opener. Plenty more there, for sure.
US Virgin Islands.
Up next, Andy Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
150 kilos. Andrea
All types of momentum built for her in her 2021 competition year. One of the favorites coming in. Nominated second, but it's tight. Opening with 150 kilo. Speech language pathologist. Might have some critiquing of our commentary later, sir.
Let's do our best here. You have to articulate well. 150 kilos for her first attempt. A little bit of work there.
And there's our first IPF World Squat. Yeah, what do you think? It was a little more work than I had suspected for an opener, wasn't it?
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you mentioned earlier. Like some lifters underestimate the effects of the travel, of the weight cut, and then the weight might just not feel the same as they're used to it. So, but she'll get her, she know what to do for her next attempt, and that's what matters.
Noemi Alibert.
150 kilos. Her first squat should be easy for her.
#1 nomination representing France. Wow. Stark contrast between those two openers. Same.
Absolutely.
It's a story of the same weight, but they looked quite a bit different.
Absolutely. She got 2-1 though, so she'll need to pay attention on that, but she'll get through it. She's very experienced as well, very strong. So
It is it not only is a contrast with the bar speed, but this is Naomi's second world championships. She also competed at Euros, where it's Andy's first. And
yeah,
like we had said, there's a bit of travel, maybe a little bit of nerves. Andy's second attempt might move a little quicker, some small adjustments.
that's true.
And Plun Dekkers of Netherlands, 152.5 kilo on the bar. She has broken world records before in the squat. Phenomenal squatter.
Absolutely, she's a phenomenal squatter, and I think this attempt, the 152.5, is just a strategic choice to build towards maybe a new world record.
Makes nice work of that.
Absolutely, nice and deep too. 3 white light, that's a good lift. Need to put a little bit of work in there too, but I know Plun, she gets better with every lift, so.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see lifters, and there's a quick look at how it's a mix of the 47s and 52s, and about halfway through you see Plun in first. It's still early. This is openers, so take it with a grain of
Yeah,
salt.
everything can still happen.
Right, Naomi followed by Andy. And Stacey Dawn of Ireland, 105 on the bar for her second attempt, 5 kilo jump. Makes easy work of it.
Yeah, look, just like her opener. 3 white lights, very good, and she's happy with that. Coached by Jack Thornton. I still owe him a shirt.
Austria's Barbara Gap, 117.5 kilo being loaded. This is a sizable 7.5 kilo jump. How do you feel about the 7.5 kilo jumps, Rob?
Well, she definitely needs to work for opener, so but she must know something that we don't.
You know, sometimes you get the opener out the way. When you got the nerves, it looks different than it feels, and
Yeah,
it's really all that matters. You go back and tell the coach, we're on today.
An opener is often very scary, especially on such a championship. But I know her; she's very experienced. She must be one of the fittest ladies on earth that I know of. She's also into CrossFit and stuff.
Oh, well.
Yeah, let's see how she does. I know she's a fighter. For some reason, so first of all, she got a good lift, 3 white lights, very good. For some reason, it didn't look super easy, but it was easier than her opener.
You know, looking at this in the slow-mo, she almost came up in parts. One part,
Yeah.
second part. It is a different-looking squat. It obviously works for her.
Yeah.
But she moves in sections
Yeah.
almost
And
up and
there's
down.
a lot of things going on. She pauses, she parks, she falls a bit backwards, but she goes through it all, and she got a good lift. So
Kanen Kasai of Japan, 117.5 on the bar for her second attempt. Again, a 7.5 kilo jump. Her opener moved very well.
yeah. So exactly regarding those jumps, when you go to the bigger weight classes, the jumps will start to get bigger. But for these classes, 7.5 is a rather big jump.
She handles it well, though.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 to 1.
2 to 1 for Kanan Kasai.
She got 1 red on depth
5 kilos next weight on the
from the head referee.
Depth was economical, but listen, if the depth is economical, your energy output is as well. So maybe
Absolutely.
if you don't get 1 red, you're not on point.
She just got for high. She just went for high efficiency there.
There you go.
bars loaded. 137.5 kilos.
Elizaveta Nikitina of the ROC, 137.5 kilo on the bar for her. 7.5 kilo jump from her opener as well, but still underneath her previous personal best, so this is well within means.
Exactly.
9 lifters in this flight, few more than the first one, so they have a bit more of a break. We had roughly 50% success rate for the third attempts in the first flight. See if that changes with a bit more recuperation time. There's that beginning you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Completes the lift, though. See what the judges say. 3
3
white
white
lights.
lights. Looked good. Looked very stable.
You do see what you were mentioning with the beginning of the squat, where she initiates movement, and then
Here you see
again,
that?
twice, and then goes. And you're saying some judges might.
Yeah. But she does a great thing. She doesn't bend the knees while she does that. Some lifters start to slightly bend the knees, and then they already see it as a downward movement. So you need to watch out with that. But she did it very well executed lift. So nothing to say here.
Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 140 kilo on the bar for her.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Ryan. I already thought that it wasn't going to be deep enough. So she'll need to go a tad deeper on the third lift because the strength is definitely there. I think she can definitely make this lift, but she needs to go a little bit deeper to get it out there.
Yeah, you made the signal with your hand there,
Yeah.
but
Always dangerous to say it out loud.
I
but
know, I've noticed. You want to bat 1,000 here.
Yeah. Maybe Swedish krones, but
I'm keeping track of your hand signals, and I'll tell you your record
Yeah.
afterwards.
all right, perfect.
Rico Shizuka of France, 152.5 on the bar for her second attempt. 5 kilo jump from her opener. And definitely a podium favorite. But we got a lot of lifting to go.
Exactly. But a very strong, solid opener, so this one should go just well.
Bar speed moved well.
Yeah, nice control. 2 to 1.
Good lift for
Again,
Rico.
the head referee called it on depth.
Take a look at the slow-mo replay. It was economical, but it looked good
Yeah.
on my end as well. Yeah,
that
just
looked good for me too.
dipped in. It's easier to see through the sides. That's why we have 3 refs in 3 different positions. And here we are Andy Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Opener was work. Let's see if she rises up her intensity and maybe got the nerves out the way. And this is
Yeah.
bar speed to move a little quicker. Five.
There you got your intensity right.
There it is, right
There
on
it
cue.
is.
5 kilo jump from her opener.
Checking the hand position. Let's see how she does. Love her shoes too. Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's definitely taking the second attempt a little more serious.
Yeah. Great setup.
Oh, wow! Showed a lot of heart there. I thought for a second she was going to fight out of that sticking point.
It looked like she hit the rack, Ryan.
Is that what happened? Let's see
I
in the
think so.
slow-mo.
I think so.
That's close.
Yeah, look.
Oh, that probably threw her off. Yikes. Well, I mean, the obvious adjustment to make would be to walk out a little further, but yeah, you know what? She almost recovered.
She almost recovered, and that's crazy. Just the idea that she would recover from something like that. So basically, people at home, what happened? You have these stances of the rack, and you can put them inwards with this little lever on the side, and that basically touched the bars when she went down. It's a shame that you have to lose your attempt on something like that. So next time she should step a bit more backwards so that she wouldn't have the problem.
One more step. She'll clear it. Naomi Alibert from France, 155 kilos, stays on the bar for her. Could this separate them, if temporarily?
Very strong lifter. They look deeper than the previous one. Also very solid. She got three white lights. Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes when you see somebody whom you're neck and neck with in the nominations, when they lose an attempt, you understand the door of opportunity has swung open for you to get a bit of a spread on them, and it just fires you up a little more, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every lift matters here. Secure your position for the medals. And you know, sometimes lifters are worth more than they actually do, but they just think about the bigger picture. They think about putting safe lifts out there, building a 9 for 9 total, and get there.
Plun Dekkers of the Netherlands, 157.5 kilo on the bar for her second 5 kilo jump, and this equals her previous personal best.
Some nice work from Plun. 3 white lights. She's well on her way to try something big. Ryan, what do you think?
I think we're going to see a personal record fall. We'll take a look at the slow-mo replay. The bar slows from her opener, but she never really gets pulled out of position.
She pushes through it, and that's what matters.
Yeah. A peek at the scoreboard now. If you look at halfway through, Plun, 157.5 is the lead. Only 2.5 kilo, though, over Naomi. And Shizuka now in third place for the squats. Back at the bottom of the order, this is the final attempts of squats for the 52 kilo women, with Stacey Dawn of Ireland, 110 kilo.
She's very happy. Look at that. 3 white lights.
3 for 3.
3 for 3. That's how it should be.
The veteran,
Yes.
Barbara Gap of Austria.
Another 5 kilo jump.
122.5 being loaded on the bar for her.
Bars loaded. 122.5 kilos for Barbara Gap, Austria.
I love how her opener was actually a little bit hard on the hard side, but she just keeps pushing through it and she keeps surprising us. I'm very curious what she's gonna do right now with this weight. But she's a fighter for sure. Come on, Barbara. 122.5 for her third squat.
Oh, well, there's the fight you were talking about, and she locks it
Absolutely.
out.
And she gets 3 white lights. Look how happy she is. This is just amazing, you know. From the very moment she was like, she parked there, she fell a bit backwards, but she always pushed through it, and she kept adding weight, 7.5 kilos, now another 5 kilos, and she keeps pushing it up. You know what? I believe that she could gotten up with more as well. So
Sometimes they find another gear.
Yeah,
Kanan
exactly.
Kasai of Japan, 125 kilo for her third and final squat of the day. $7.5 kilo jump. Consistent with her opener to her second. A pinch over her previous personal best.
previous one was rather easy, so let's see how she does. Was a bit too early there.
A little too much today, but she's
Yep.
okay.
She's okay. She could still smile.
It's important, if you miss a lift, not to keep that negativity with you and carry it into the next event. There's a lot of lifting left to go.
Exactly.
9 for 9 is almost a unicorn, I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. And most lifters that want to go for 9 for 9, they will just stay conservative and
Right.
try lifts that they're certain of.
Right. This is not the place to be conservative if you're going for medals. Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 140 kilo on the bar for her. She had missed this on her second attempt, looking to make some adjustments and hit it here.
$140 kilos for Leonie.
It was a depth call.
Yeah.
It definitely was a little deeper, but it's a little harder as well. Wow.
Look at that.
All types of heart on display by
Absolutely.
Leonie.
And she gets it. Wow, right.
It looked a little deeper, and it was a little deeper and a lot harder.
Let's look at this again. One
There
more
it
time.
is.
So she's looking for that extra depth, but then gets into this position. She keeps pushing. Look at that. What a fight.
The knees threaten to come in, but she forces them out.
That is strength, belief, and most certainly determination there.
And Elizaveta Nikitina of the ROC with 142.5 kilo on the bar for her, a 5 kilo jump, and 2.5 kilo below her previous personal best. But previous personal bests in the IPF worlds don't always link up.
No, exactly.
You got to take what's there on the day and look at the bigger picture when you're trying to grab kilos.
And often there is still a difference between international standards and regular meet standards. So
For sure. Just 20 years old, lifting in the open. Oh, knees come together in the middle.
True.
But she forces them out. Wow, and they come back in again. That was a lot of movement.
see, though the head referee gave yellow lights, I think it might be because of the thing she does before she initiates the lift.
Let's take a look. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a down up.
So
isn't
the
there?
side referees can clearly see that she isn't bending her knees at that point, but their head referee can't see that. So
Right. Well, you had foreshadowed this might happen, and it did. Now, Rico Shizuka of France, 155 kilo on the bar. 2.5 kilo jump from her second. I believe she is also coached by Penna, who has shooters all throughout the IPF on the French team.
she's definitely one of them.
That looks good. Oh,
Very strong lift. For
Very smooth.
Especially for a third attempt, yeah.
oh.
2-1 on depth. It looked good from here, though.
From our vantage point, yeah, I was going to say for a third, I got to agree with you. It moved very well, but let's take a look at that depth.
Hard to say, but you know, we can't argue with the referees. They're trained to do this, but it looked good from here. So, you know, let's just say that for us it was a good lift.
Andy Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands, taking 155 kilo one more time, upping the intensity, and sometimes that's all you need. There is no pre-workout like adrenaline.
Absolutely. And let's just hope that she gets backwards enough so that she won't touch the bar again.
That's right. She wants to step out an extra step
Yeah.
and not hit the pins like the first one.
And she got this. Like the way she even tried to recover from it was very impressive.
She almost did. She almost recovered with platform weight, which is very difficult.
All right, there we go.
Oh, and she's a fighter.
It was clearly there.
Three white lights. And you know what? If missing a lift gets you rattled, coming back and hitting that same weight just builds your confidence and resolve.
Absolutely. And you can tell it was clear there. But I was I could almost see the weight touching the bar again. Oh my God. But
It
yeah,
was
she
in
got
your
it.
head. Imagine her.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine her coaches on the sidelines watching.
Wow, yeah.
Please, Andy.
Absolutely. There we go for France again.
Here it is. Naomi Alibert, 157.5 kilo, 2.5 kilo jump. This will give her 2.5 kilo over Riley.
Yeah. And as she's lighter than Pleun, this will be for current gold position in squats. Very easy.
Almost never in doubt. Look at her looking into the crowd.
And
Confidently,
she gets
three
it.
white
Three
lights.
white lights. There was definitely more there, but I think she's playing on safe and she wants to secure the first place in total. And this puts her in current gold medal position for squats as well.
Yeah, for Naomi, I think it's the bigger game in terms of the total. For Deckers, I think, the world record in the squat gold.
Yeah.
It's different strategizing, and you
Absolutely.
understand that. So
For Pleun, this is what matters.
right. You got to pick your battles. And speaking of, so Pleun Deckers, Netherlands, 161 kilo getting loaded. World record attempt.
Come on, Pleun.
We thought 157.5 moved well. This is definitely within reason.
Coached by Pradeep Kelly from SBD Netherlands. This is Pleun Deckers. Come on, Pleun. 161 kilos for a new world record in the squat.
Oh, the depth is good, but just
Oh, that's a shame.
a little too much for today.
I was already seeing it happen. That's a shame.
Take a look
Very
at the
good
slow-mo.
attempt.
Was not shy with the depth. Did not cut it early,
Yeah, indeed.
but
She looked confident, but
a little
just
too
not
much.
there today. But I'm sure that she'll get it in the near future.
A quick look at the overalls there. So Naomi Alibert takes the gold medal. Pleun Deckers with the silver. Andy Riley with the bronze. However, looking at the bigger picture, these ladies are very close, neck and neck. The number 1 and number 2 nominations, Andy Riley and Naomi Alibert, very close. It will be decided, but we'll be back in 10 minutes for the bench press. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships live in Homestead, Sweden at Alico headquarters. We have the 47 and 52 kilo class women. And if the bench press event is anything like the squat event was, we're going to have some battles. We're going to have some drama. We're going to have some seesaw back and forth, changing of momentum. A look of the running order for the 47s. Rob, what do you think?
I think there are some quite close numbers here. We see Tiffany with a 82.5 as the leading one for now, of course. But then we see 75, 72, 72, even 62, like all numbers very close together. So I think this might get a very exciting battle.
In terms of the three lifts, the bench press at times can be the most volatile.
Yeah. They always say that the difference is made in the deadlift, but in a championship like this, every lift matters, and you need to get your kilos or pounds wherever you can.
Isn't that the truth, my friend? Rachel Randoni of Italy, 52.5 kilo on the bar for her opening bench. Rochelle, maybe it's pronounced. What do you think, my friend?
Well, it's Italian, and we were cracking a little joke about it earlier, so I think it should be Rochelle. Or Rachel in Italian, maybe, with a bit of a rolling R. Rachel Randone.
The rolling R.
Rolling R.
And here we are.
Don't forget the hand gesture.
The lawyer, 36 years old, 5-year veteran of the game. She's hit 55 kilo previously in competition leading into the IPF Worlds. This is 2.5 kilo below that. Not entirely uncommon to be opening that close to your top end if training's gone well.
That's the thing, of course. We don't know how it felt in training, so she must feel certain about it.
Here's an indication.
That looked very good.
Training has been going good.
Training has been going good for sure. Sometimes, you know, it's often a red flag when we see a lift so close to a PR on a championship like this, especially on an opener. It's always dangerous, but of course, you never know how things have been going in training. And
as they say, never bring a new gun into battle.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to go onto the platform with something you haven't hit before as your opener. It gets a dicey proposition. And Elizaveta, Evgenia Maximova of the ROC, 62.5 kilo. Russian committee representative looking to get herself on the board in the bench press event. Driving her traps into the bench to establish that arch.
Look at that arch, indeed. Good lift, 3 white lights.
3 white lights.
Always impressive to see an arch like that, especially when with these lighters girls, you can see some incredible things. It's like you can get so much benefit out of it, but it's also very dangerous because so much can go wrong when you have a setup like this. Like everything needs to be on point. This has to be practiced at home. You need to perfectionize this before you can actually bring it to the platform.
You're right, a misgroove and you're out of luck. Simone Lai of Canada, 72.5 kilo on the bar for her opening lift.
So with this kind of weight, 72.5, everything is still possible in this weight class. Let's see how she does her opener.
Self lift off.
Yeah.
Handled it rather well. 3 white lights.
3 white lights. Looked very good. See on replay. kind of lost a little bit of tension right before she touched the chest, but that's of course often a preference for the lifter. But looked very good.
Catch-up hand. Mayon, representing Ireland, 72.5, stays on the bar for her.
And she's opening above her PR, as we see.
Well, we talked about it earlier. We'll see how it goes. You know, the 47 kilo class in the bench press, it doesn't matter what weight class you're in. The incremental jump is 2.5 kilo, and it's a very big jump for the 47 kilo class in the bench press.
Very true.
You want to leave yourself room to grow, but looks like she's got a lot of room to grow.
Very good. Technically, very strong lift. 3 white lights. Judges confirm it. I mean, it looked perfect. There is no remarks here, and definitely plenty more to come, even without wrist wraps. Look at those the tiny wrists of these lifters. I have to say, the benches are very strong for the 47 kilo class. Like, if you compare it to the weight class up, they're like in the same line. So, very strong benchers here.
Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan, opening with 75 kilo. She had one of those hero cuts to make weight and doesn't seem to be affecting her at all. But the heart of a lion, she's keeping pace. We'll see where she ends up.
Such muscular legs too, wow.
Well, okay. That might have been the fastest opener we've seen.
Maybe it was her last warm-up.
Yeah, looks like she brought her last warm-up onto the platform. Look at this. Locks the lats. Shoulders tucked underneath the touch point.
This was real speed. Like
a lot more left in her. And the teenage sensation from France, Tiffany Chapon, opening. I said teenage, sorry. It looks like she turned 20. But opening
junior still
a junior.
Yeah.
Thank you, my man. You got me. Opening with 82.5 kilo.
Very strong as well. Like, she's an all-around very strong lifter.
Her gains, if you follow her on Instagram, have been coming so fast, it's difficult to predict what she's going to put on the platform.
Yeah.
Very hard scouting against her. Uh-oh.
What went wrong there?
I'll have to see
a replay.
From my angle, I seen the bar slide down, but I didn't see what happened in terms of the grip and the.
So she moved. Yeah.
Oh,
the feet were slipping. Yeah.
The feet slipped on her, and wow. Not sure what to do to adjust that if you got.
You know, first of all, stay at your weight. Don't go taking any risks. Certainly now, but yeah, it's a dangerous position to be in right now. So you got to regroup, think about it, and just because the weight is not a problem for her. I'm sure you know this too. The weight shouldn't be a problem.
Now France won't load something that she won't be able to handle.
Yeah.
And Rochelle Randoni of Italy, 55 kilo. Breaks come on quick. And we had talked about earlier, it's only 2.5 kilo from an opening lift, but in the 47 kilo class, that's a big incremental jump.
It makes a difference here.
Quick update, Tiffany and the French team are opting to go up 82, or remain at 82.5, I should say. Evgenia Maximova of the ROC, 65 kilo, 2.5 kilo jump, which is a fairly standard jump for this weight class. Well, the favorite missed their opener and a potential massive shakeup. You know, the rest of the field is paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Even if she comes back and hits it, she has to retake an opening weight. 65 kilo. Maximova.
Push it out.
Oh.
2-1. Let's look at the replay. What happened there? Will there be a bit butt lift? Yeah, there's definitely a butt lift in this lift. Always hard to tell from here, but...
Yeah. The replay caught it, and Simone Lai of Canada taking a 5 kilo jump, 77.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her. Now, her previous personal best was 76 kilo. Judging by that, I think this is probably going to be a Canadian national record.
Yeah, should be. Let's see how she does. 77.5 kilos for her second attempt.
It's a big bench. Will she be the first to get on the board in the second round of benching?
Also. Look good. Is good.
Judges agree.
Judges agree. Look at the replay one more time. She maintained her tension way better this time. And it looked really good, to be honest. So
Ketchupan Mayon of Ireland, 77.5, remains on the bar. Also a 5 kilo jump from her opener.
coached by Jay Farrand, the ABS Pro events.
This is uncharted waters. She's in PR territory.
And a big one as well. 7.5 kilos to be precise. First one was easy.
Nope. Perhaps a little ambitious with the 5 kilo jump.
As you said, in this weight class, 2.5 kilos can make the difference, and this was a good example of that. But she might regroup. Maybe she like a little technical error or like a worse bar pot, but she'll get back from it.
Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan, 80 kilo even, 5 kilos up from her opener, and will be a 5 kilo personal best should she hit it.
Let's see what she does. The opener flew up, and she is definitely in the running for a big medal too on the bench.
Yeah, that opener flew almost like a warm-up, so.
If she can make this lift look the same way, she might even be in for gold now.
Slowed, but only a stitch.
Yeah. 3 white lights, good lift, looked very solid, very strong, but I think she'll make a 2.5 kilo jump, play on save and go for maybe gold. Everything will come down to this one now.
Tiffany Chapon, 82.5 kilo on the bar once again. We don't think it was strength. Likely foot slip. Nope. It's her hair.
her
They
hair,
need
yeah.
it. Yeah.
The referees need to be able to see if the head comes off the bench.
40 seconds, plenty of time.
Okay, this is not what she needs when she's.
Someone get her an elastic band.
Yeah, get the elastic
Get
band.
the
Let's.
elastic band.
This is too much drama. She's about to time out. She's got 15, 14 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. This is
9 seconds.
not. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. And this is now 2 misses on the bench.
Time out. I'm sorry, time out.
Oh my God, Ryan.
And you know what? Listen, bigger picture here. She left the platform frustrated, mad. You know, it's her first IPF World Championships. This is a difficult situation, isn't it?
This is definitely not what you want right now. Like, if you miss a lift, if something goes wrong, that's one thing. But if you can't even start your lift, especially after you missed your opener, indeed, this is the point where frustrations are going to start to play a role. And now it's going to come down to her coach to keep her calm and to focus that she makes this third lift no matter what. It's so important to stay calm now at this position. But what a shame, Ryan. What a shame.
Yeah, I agree. Easier said than done. And Rochelle Randoni of Italy, 55 kilo on the bar.
Pushes it. Much better than second attempt. And she gets it. 3 white lights.
Well, maybe that's foreshadowing. She
Yeah.
came back to hit it.
Yeah, looked very solid. Very good.
If we look at the scorecard, only 2 of the 6 lifters got their second bench press, having an abnormal amount of failures here in this flight. And it's, if nothing else, exciting and dramatic. I'm sure stressful for the for some individuals, but it is high drama.
It's all about drama right now.
I guess so. Maximova of the ROC, 65 kilo.
Missed it on her second attempt. Let's see how she does now. She keeps fighting it. Wow.
Great fight to lock out.
Let's see what the referees think. Oh, 2 white lights, 1 yellow one, so should probably be butt lift like the previous time, and then 1 bluish, which indicates downward movement. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
really see downward movement.
And sometimes they hit the red and they
Yeah.
accidentally give the wrong card.
Maybe. But there was definitely butt lift indeed. So
So Kachapan Mayan of Ireland, 77.5 kilo on the bar for her. Missed it on her second, looking to retake that on her third.
the first one was very easy. Second one maybe a little misgroove or just too heavy. She'll prove us wrong now. Let's see how she does. Also,
If temporarily.
yeah,
And Simone Lai of Canada, 80 kilo even for her third and final bench, jumping 2.5 kilo from her second.
and as you already mentioned, probably a new Canadian record as well.
It would appear as though.
But we don't know that for sure, of course. Let's just pretend it is.
Don't ruin a good story with facts, sir.
Yes. No. That too heavy today, but she's done a great competition so far.
Yeah, well, currently in the gold medal position, or actually, excuse me, pardon me, yes, or no, Veronica Broner.
Veronica's already at 80 kilos.
Yeah, and about to attempt 82.5, representing Kazakhstan. Veronica absolutely had no issues with 75. 80 moved very smoothly. 2.5 kilo, I'm willing to bet, is not going to break the bank. Maybe a little more of a fight this time.
But she's a fighter for sure. Wow.
And there it is. See what the judges say.
2 to 1?
And you know what? The attempt selection by Team Kazakhstan, you know, we had said how hard it is to put in attempts in the 47 kilo class for bench. And the opening lift being more of a warm-up,
Yeah.
I think it was a good decision. Now, Tiffany Chapon from France, facing possible elimination. She needs to hit this to keep her title hopes alive.
We're gonna keep the fire. She is gonna get this, Ryan, isn't she?
Well, she's a scrapper. When Penna met her, she was an aspiring boxer. She has to come out swinging for her third and final bench attempt.
Let's see how she does.
That should do it.
And she gets it.
Oh,
Wow.
I held my breath, as I think we
Same.
all did in this.
I think the whole hall was silent at some point.
Please, not like
Let's
this.
look at that. Oh, we don't get a replay.
Here is the scorecard.
Yeah,
No replay
yeah.
this time. Just be grateful. That's what they're
Yeah,
saying.
I'm just be grateful. Got it.
Tiffany Chapon with an 82.5, taking the gold in the bench press on body weight from Veronica Broner, who also had an 82.5. If we were to compare, Tiffany's probably moved a little smoother, but it took her 3 attempts to get there.
Yeah, true.
And Simone Lai taking the bronze. We're into the 52 kilo class now, beginning with Barbara Gap of Austria.
60 kilos for her first bench of the day.
Moved like you'd expect an opener
Exactly.
to move.
And gets 3 white lights for it. Good lift. Yeah, back to Tiffany for a second. Oh my god. That was
Enough said, sir.
Yeah.
Back to Tiffany. Oh my God.
Oh
Look,
my god.
you want some drama and some changing of the tide and momentum in sports whenever
Yeah.
you're watching, and you got it.
The French definitely deliver.
Here-
Excitement, strength, drama, all in one. But she got it. She's on the scoreboard. And yeah, it looked easy. So there was definitely more there. But let's just hope that she keeps herself together for deadlifts and she can come back with a very strong pull.
Stacey Dawn of Ireland, 72.5.
Ooh, very easy.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 3 white lights.
Well said, sir.
72.5 remains on the bar for Noémie Albert of France.
And the situation with Tiffany somewhat underlines the fact that you need to put on a weight you can hit in even the most adverse conditions. Variables pop up you don't anticipate. When people give you their local meet numbers, gym numbers, okay, but come to the IPF world and things happen.
Exactly.
72.5 for Naomi Albert. Easy work.
Yeah, very solid. Nice control of the whole movement. 3 white lights. Definitely more there. She's currently in 3rd position overall. So in this weight class, 3rd position. So I think she'll make some good jumps here.
Phenomenal squatter, got a big deadlift, and her bench, she might not be at the very top of the pack, but she'll hang tight and collect the kilos she needs.
Absolutely.
Plun Deckers of the Netherlands, 75 kilo for her opener.
Blurn's hit weights well in the 80s, so shouldn't be a problem. Narrow grip bench as well.
Yeah, relatively narrow.
2 to 1.
That's all she needs.
Let's see. Look at the replay. From here it looked good, but of course we don't know what the referee saw the other side, so
Yeah, we don't have the same angles.
yeah.
Rico Shizuka of France, 75 kilo for her opener.
When we look at the overall stances, Rico is in current 2nd position behind Riley, so every bench will matter here. Only 2.5 kilos sets them apart.
And another 2.5 Albert behind her. It is an extremely
Exactly.
tight race.
Very tight.
Smooth.
Looks very good.
3 white lights. And
3
having
white
said
lights.
how tight the race is, we've seen missed attempts, having to retake, etc. And a lot of drama happen, and more, I'm sure, is coming. So there could be an easy shakeup, and you never know how the podium's going to look.
It's very true.
Kanan Kasai of Japan, 77.5 kilo. Fist pump after telling the spotters and loaders how she wants the handoff. Important to go over that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been very happy in general, a smile after every lift, even after the missed attempt, and just a strong, solid lifter. And let's see how she does in the bench too. But a pleasure to see her work.
Applying her trade. Driving the traps into the bench, wedging herself in with the barbell in hand.
Very solid bench. 3 white lights, just like you would expect from Japanese. It's very strong benchers.
They have a reputation in the bench press.
Absolutely.
Elizaveta Nikitina of the ROC, 20 years old, opening with 80 kilo.
Bar loaded, 80 kilos, Elizaveta Nikitina, Russian Olympic Committee.
3 white lights, and Nikki Tina is on the board.
Yes. 2 more lifts to go in the first round of this bench press in the 52 kilo class.
Thus far, and I don't want to jinx this. Oh, my producer's looking at me funny right now. He believes in the commentator jinx. I'll save it. Andy Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands coming out for 82.5. I'll tell you what. The gumption she showed in the squat event, if she faces adversity, she's been chin-checked, as they say in boxing. She's good for the fight. She can rally back. And it means a lot sometimes in the IPF worlds. Face adversity early, so if it comes back later, you know you're good for it.
Absolutely. Also, look at her body weight, by the way. 52 on the spot.
On the spot.
On
That
the
is
spot.
surgical with that.
Absolutely.
Very pinpoint.
Yes. Let's go. Solid opener.
Very solid.
Yes.
Just waiting for the centre vote.
Andy hanging in suspense. Don't do this to me.
Doing twist to us. This is not good for our hearts, but she got 3 white lights.
3 white lights.
Great Britain.
Oh, solid.
Leonie Tatman of Great Britain,
Bars loaded.
opening with 85 kilo.
Big bench for this weight class, especially for an opener.
It'll be interesting to see how it moves. If it moves like an opener should, this is going to be a monster bench by the time we get to the thirds.
Absolutely. We'll go towards 90 even then, if everything goes well.
She's hit 90.5.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how this feels and moves.
Great arch. Looked like a good open. Oh, she got 2 reds.
Yeah, you know what? From our angle, I seen the leg drive came in and a movement on the
Yeah.
body, and I couldn't see. Yeah, no question there. Wow. We had said she's hit 90.5. It's within reason, but she's going to have to make some adjustments.
Yeah, you know, when you looked at the replay, you could clearly see that the butt came off the bench. But the way she makes her arch, it will actually be difficult for her to keep it on the bench.
It's starting with it barely touching just
Yeah.
by the angle of it. It's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult, but we're sure she'll get through it. She'll find a way. Lifters adapt. Adapt and perform.
One would hope. Barbara Gap, Austria, 65 kilo.
A little bit of a fight, but an easy lockout. 3 white lights.
And she's good.
Next weight on the bar is 77.5 kilos for Dawn Stacey of Ireland.
Very
Yeah.
consistent lifter, Barbara.
Dawn Stacey of Ireland, 77.5.
77.5 kilos for Dawn Stacey, Ireland.
3 good squats. Now a very easy opener on the bench. 5 kilo jump for a second attempt. 77.5 kilos.
It is a 2.5 kilo personal best if she can hit it.
Red lights from center referee. Let's see.
77.5 remains on the line for Suzuka Rico of
Not sure what happened there, but
bar loaded.
that doesn't matter because she had a good lift.
Yeah. 2-1, she's in. Shizuka Rico of France, 77.5 on the bar for her, equaling her previous personal best. A somewhat conservative 2.5 kilo jump, but we're in a very tight race. And the risk is you overextend. She's still got another attempt to go. Oh, wow.
Very good. 3 white lights.
Good lift, good lift.
The very important lifts, you know, for the overall stance.
Of France. Bars loaded, 77.5.
And speaking of the French shooters, Naomi Alabert, 77.5, stays on the bar for her. opened with a 72.5, opting for a 5-kilo jump. She's hit this before in competition. Expecting her to hit it again here.
Looked very solid. 77.5, 3 white lights, a good lift. She is definitely building towards a big total. You know, get herself in a comfortable position so she can like finish it with a strong deadlift, of course.
She does have a big deadlift. She's a triple threat,
80 kilos.
and she's just not missing.
Nope.
Plun Dekkers of the Netherlands, 80 kilo on the bar for her, equaling her previous personal best coming into the IPF Worlds.
This is, of course, a strength sport, but at these competitions, it's all about attempt selection as well.
Look at strategy pays off. You got to keep an eye on your lifter and an eye on the other lifters as well.
Absolutely.
Don't load the bar with anything more than you need. Oh, a little bit of work at the top. Can she lock it out?
Come on, Plun. Push. Push it out.
You know what? Hats off to her for sticking with that. Rewarded.
Will she get rewarded? Oh, no. 2 reds.
You know, it's almost heartbreaking, but
Yeah.
let's take a look.
Especially when they fight for it like this, like the way they do.
I don't see the butt coming up yet. What else is... A foot moved, but I think it slid. Did it pick up?
Yeah, it slid. It didn't.
I don't think it rose off the ground.
Again, they must have seen something that we didn't, but
We're not on the platform.
kind of looked good from here, didn't it?
Kanen Kasai of Japan, 82.5 kilo, 5-kilo jump.
$82.5. Strong first bench.
The 5-kilo definitely slowed her down, but she got it.
She got 3 white lights. I got a bit scared at the end there because I saw the bar approaching the rack before the rack command, but she held it just long enough. Yeah,
She started moving simultaneously
Yeah.
as the signal.
exactly.
As the command came. And Elizaveta Nikitina of the ROC, 85 kilo, 5-kilo jump, 5 kilo below her previous personal best. Maybe pacing to equal that for her third, but we'll have to see how this moves.
You can tell that the jumps are slightly bigger in this class than the 47 class. Here they opt for 5-kilo jumps for second.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think she's pacing for something around
Yeah.
90.
Absolutely, this looked like an opener, to be honest, so she made it look very well. Got 3 white lights and definitely more there.
Great Britain. Bars loaded, 85 kilos for Leone.
Leonie Tapman of Great Britain missed 85 on her opener, looking to retake that. She doesn't look at all flustered coming out. Calm, cool, and collected.
Absolutely. So the problem was not strength on the first one, to be clear. It was a butt lift, so she need to keep the butt on the bench. But the referees will be watching, so she'll need to work on that.
Some possible small adjustments.
Exactly. Very easy, but it was the butt on the bench. No.
Let's take a look at this replay here. So, is her butt rose there? It's hard from our angle. It's very difficult. Her leg is kind of in the way for us to see.
Yeah.
It almost looked like her butt was from that angle. Looked like it was up already, but
Indeed.
it must not have got the start command if it was. So it's difficult. It's difficult to say
You
from
know,
that angle.
At this point, the strength is there. There is no arguing there. So she should just maybe place her feet a bit more up front
And
so
this-
that the butt has a bit more contact area with the bench.
The dicey proposition of
Yeah.
changing your setup on the fly in your
It's
third attempt,
dangerous.
but you got to do what
It's
you got to
dangerous,
do.
But you got to be inventive at some
I
point.
guess so.
Stri-
Andy
Yeah.
Andy
ahead.
Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 85 kilo for her second attempt. But you are right, my friend. Ordinarily, you don't make adjustments for your final, but yeah, you just might have to if you're risking elimination.
Exactly. See how she does.
Nicely done.
Yeah, well executed.
3 white lights. And in the squat event, drama on the second for Andy.
Yeah,
Not the case in the bench press.
not the case in the bench press. Regrouped well and performing on top-notch level. The bench press.
So, peek at the standings here. And Nikitina from the ROC with an 85 in the gold medal position based off of body weight, but Riley also hit that. But as you pointed out, is weighed in at exactly 52 kilo. Will not be winning on body
No.
weight for any of these. Whether it's
Not today.
Not today. Whether it's the event or the total. And Barbara Gap of Austria with 67.5 kilo in hand.
Looked like a good lift to me. 3 white lights. You know, she's been grinding through every lift from the first till the last. She's been doing everything perfectly. And yeah, she just keeps performing. 6 on 6 so far, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, sometimes that's the way lifters. I mean, speaking about the French, we were talking earlier before the session, and he's lifting later, is Penna, where almost everything can look like a grinder, but he's got more kilo in the tank. It's not an indication he's getting close to his
Absolutely.
limit. And Dawn Stacey of Ireland, 80 kilo even, 2.5 kilo jump from her second attempt.
Another strong bench from her. 2 to 1.
2 to 1 for Dawn.
Means that she's went 6 on 6 so far.
On the bar for Lundekers.
Pacing well for the deadlifts.
Absolutely.
Bars loaded. 80
Lund
kilos
Deckers
for
of the
Lundekers.
Netherlands. 80 kilo on the bar. Missed this on her second. Attempting to pick up the extra 5 kilo and toss it onto her total.
Was a real grind on her second. She got it up. Got called for butt lift.
And
And a bit of downward movement, but we didn't see it, didn't we?
I'm not sure we saw either,
Yeah.
but again, we're not on the platform.
Again, yeah.
It was a titanic effort. And
Absolutely.
you hope she's still got enough energy in the tank for this.
She's a fighter for sure. Keeps
it's a-
pressing.
It's another fight. Wow.
Wow.
She's laboring hard for this 5 kilo. Will she get it?
She did get it. Congrats, Blun. 3 white lights. She'll be happy with that one. Shall we crown her to Queen of the Grind for today?
Well, the day is still young, my friend. Of
Stay
the
still
morning,
young.
though.
Of the morning session, for this specific session.
That's right.
That was a great grind for the second time in a row, and she got it. She must be so happy with that after such an effort.
Rico Shizuka of France, 80 kilo. 2.5 kilo above her previous personal best. She is very tight with the rest of the ladies for possibly winning this.
Yes. A very consistent lifter, too.
3 whites, and I tell you what,
She's happy. Look at that.
her coach is high profile, it's Penna, but she does not post on Instagram, and she's the type of lifter you won't see coming.
Exactly. She's what they call in France the silent worker. You must have heard of this. She's a silent worker.
Nice.
No one knows what she's up to, but she comes here and she performs.
The Silent Worker, which is Penna's clothing line brand, and
Yes.
Naomi Alabert of France, 80 kilo even.
Wow. Good lift, 3 white lights, and very
3
easy.
white lights.
Conservative, even, I would say. So she's definitely building on that total, but look at that. That was a beautiful bench, well executed.
Yeah, it is important to note. I mean, you don't want to tip over, you know, if you overextend when you're trying to build your total. It's a bit of a big picture situation. 2.5 kilo is a guarantee. If 5 kilo is 50-50, you really have to think about that one.
Absolutely.
And Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 85 on the bar again.
We do have a similar situation as with Tiffany in the previous round.
You're right. It is similar, but this one's a little distressing if she has to change her setup.
Exactly. Let's pray. So what will the referee say? She gets
A
it.
sigh of relief
3 white lights.
by not only Team Great Britain, but everybody in the house. Take a look here.
Yeah,
Again, we can't really see because her leg is in the way. That's fine.
it's fine.
3 white lights is the story.
She's on the
anyways.
board. She
Yeah.
she stays in competition. Currently in first position as well for the bench. So
Talk about a turnaround for her and Kanine Kasai of Japan,
10-minute break after those lifts.
85 kilo. Looking to go 3 for 3, 2.5 kilo more than her second.
85 kilos on the bar.
A little much for today.
Heavy, well-caught loaders, no red for
But
Kasai.
still a little smile, so
We're now loading the bar to
good to see how she stays happy after all this.
You can't bring her down.
No, absolutely not. That's the mentality where we want to see.
U.S. Virgin Islands, Andy Riley, 87.5 kilo.
87.
Awaits her on the platform.
Riley, U.S. Virgin Islands.
2.5 kilo up from her second. 2.5 kilo up from her previous personal best. She is in a very tight race on that podium for possibly a world title. So tight that 2.5 kilo might be the difference.
87.5 kilos, her third attempt. To take gold in the bench press. Oh, just that too heavy for her. Not today, but maybe tomorrow.
I don't know if I'll see her tomorrow in the warm-up room, but I understand what you mean. And a nice catch by the spotters as well.
Yeah,
As soon as it started
true.
coming back down, they caught it for her.
We must give like a quick shout out to these guys. They've been working really hard for days.
Absolutely. And
Events like these are just not possible without our guys.
100% Elizavete Nikitina of the ROC, 90 kilo, 5 kilo jump from her second attempt. This will equal her previous personal best, but 85 we thought moved well, and we were anticipating this 90 kilo final attempt. What do you think, Rob? I'm going to put you on the spot for this one.
I don't like this position, but I don't. She's gonna get this, man. I feel like she's gonna get it. She's been working really hard.
Ever the optimist. Let's see.
I am an optimistic person, and I hope she proves me right. Oh damn! Sorry.
Just a little too much today.
Just a little too much. I believe she got it. She's done some great things today. She's a determined lifter, so it's a shame she didn't get this, but again, she'll get it tomorrow. It's something I like to say, you know. Maybe not today, but she will tomorrow.
And a look at the scorecard here, where Tatman back to the wall and in dramatic fashion gets the gold medal, probably as dramatic a gold medal as you'll find, where it's either elimination or gold.
Yeah.
And in dramatic fashion, obviously got the gold.
Talk about a thin line.
Nikitina also getting 85 kilo, but on bodyweight silver, and Riley 85 kilo as well, but bodyweight bronze. 385s at the top, and we are going to take a 10-minute break. Don't go anywhere. We will return in the deadlift event for the 47-52 Open. And welcome back to the IPF World Championships, live in Homestead, Sweden, at the Alico Center, the Alico headquarters. Six-pack Lapidat,
And Rob Estlins from Belgium.
and we have the 47 and 52 kilo open women's. And my friend, we have had dramatics in both the squats and the bench press. I'm assuming deadlifts will be no different, and it is an extremely tight race, isn't it?
It's extremely tight. It will all come down on that. It's like everything is still possible, especially in the 52 weight class where Rico, Alabert, and Riley will be battling it out for the medals, and everything is still possible there.
Yeah, Rico, Alabert, and Andy Riley, all three of those, the podium, it's very tight. What color of medal they're going to walk away with is yet to be determined, but they are the favorites. But in terms of the deadlift, the failure rate we have noticed on third attempts can be rather high because people are extending and sometimes overextending.
Exactly.
And you can get greedy saying, I would love to swap my silver for your gold. Yet to be determined. And the 47s as well, we have quite the tight race, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. Like Tiffany is definitely one of the top favorites. And then we'll have Simone Lai, who will be battling it out with Broner. Like here also, everything is still possible. We'll see a tight battle here, and it will all come down to the very last deadlift, making strategic choices, strategic picks from coaches. And, you know, indeed, as you said before, sometimes you got to recognize that you're going to end up with bronze or silver and don't get too greedy. But again, you're here at the World Championship and everyone wants to get that gold medal. So sometimes we see people make like a 30-kilo jump on a third attempt just to try something and, you know, hope for the best. But, yeah.
It's a negotiation, my friend. Maximova, 127.5 kilo for her opener. As soon as they hit this, they solidify their total. Get this opening dead out of the way, and then you can stick around to play. And she does that, I assume. Lights yet to come. A little suspense.
3 white lights. So she's in the competition. She made a total. Indeed, as you said, it's always a shame when you bump out on squats or bench, but it's even more sad if you bump out on deadlifts, and it has happened to the best. Thinking about Blaine Sumner at the World Games.
Yeah, you done all that work, and then to possibly lose it later in the day, especially if you got a world record earlier, you need the total. Ketchapan, Mayon of Ireland, 130 on the bar. Smooth. Easy.
Very. One red, so that should be on lockouts or soft knees.
Don't see it from that angle.
Don't see it from here, no.
Two whites anyways. Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan, piecing together quite the day for herself. Opening with 140 kilo. Heavy podium favorite. Just 2.5 kilo behind Simone Lai of Canada on the projected.
So a very important lift. It looked good.
Very smooth lift.
3 white lights, it's a good lift. You can tell that the bar is like sticking a bit to the socks and the sleeves, so it might be useful to put some chalk powder on there.
Yeah, interesting to use the knee sleeves. I don't think you get too much out of them for assistance, but they will catch knurling, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure why lifters do it, but it's a personal preference, and especially in equipped lifting, you see this too. It probably it might give some support in some way, but indeed.
It's going to be minor. Simone Lai of Canada, 147.5 kilo for her opener. Nicely
Very
done.
solid lockout. 3 white lights.
Good lift to Simone. 150 on the bar now. Tiffany Chapon, France. Same weight remains.
And the podium favorites are on the board. Well, I speak a little soon. Look at this. Tiffany Chapon of France opening with 150, and it's a world record total for the juniors, I believe.
On her opener.
On her opener.
Allez, turbotif.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming.
We've never had a 47 junior like this. The future's bright for this young lady.
Future is very bright. I must tell, I've seen her 160 kilos on her training on Instagram, and it looked good. It looked good, but it wasn't like, wow. And this lift is very promising. I think she's in for a surprise.
She is peaked.
Absolutely.
Rochelle Randoni of Italy, 150 kilos, stays on the bar. Also very nice.
Absolutely.
3 white lights and a good lift for Raquel.
3 white lights for Rochelle.
That's a good lift. 1
Now it's a very quick turnover. We're already in the second attempts, and these ladies aren't getting much of a break when you're deadlifting. You know, it's a very fast turnover to be making big jumps.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the thirds and you're feeling pressured to start pulling for podium, possibly swapping medals, how quickly you can turn that around and recover from your second, it's going to be imperative.
Absolutely.
Maximova of the ROC, 135 on the bar for her second attempt. 7.5 kilo jump.
It's a good lift. 3 white lights.
Kenya at 135. We're loading the bar to 137.5 for Mayon Cotopan Island. Bar loaded. 137.5 Mayon Cotopan.
Kachapan, Maya with 137.5 kilo loaded on the bar for her second attempt, representing Ireland. Mayon had hit 130 in her opener.
Two to one. Again, the red lights for lookouts.
I'll tell you what, if anything else, it's consistent. I don't necessarily see it, but it is consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a little sticky to the ground, and then a very strong, solid lockout to finish the lift.
150 on the bar for Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan.
Very good to me. Three white lights.
Veronica is very strong today.
She is.
372.5 in the projected, neck and neck with Simone Lai of Canada. And Rochelle Randoni of Italy, 155 kilo on the bar for her second attempt. Hip pump, breaks it off the ground.
Three white lights.
Good lift for Randoni. 155 remains on the bar for Simone Lai, Canada.
It was an easy second attempt.
Canada's Simone Lai,
55 kilos, Simone
155 kilo, will stay on the bar.
Another strong lift from Simone. Three white lights.
Nice second attempt. What are you thinking for the third?
Well, as Broner is going for 157.5 to get a 380 total, I think Simone will have to make a 7.5 kilo jump as well if she wants to win. She is lighter, so she can just equal. So I think she will go for 162.5. But as you can still switch your third attempts, we might see some mental games here.
Good note, you could switch your third attempts twice. 160 kilo on the bar for Tiffany Chapon, of France.
Very strong opener of 150. Wow.
And that was fast.
That was fast. It was over before faster than her shade, like Looky Luke.
That's it. And you were right about that 162.5 for Simone Lai, my friend. It really is the move she has to make.
So by the way, this was another 10 kilo world record total for juniors for Tiffany.
And
Very
she's
strong.
likely to extend that record.
I think Tiffany will want to go for 400 kilo total, which means that she will go for 167.5.
And it'd be something, 20 years old in a 400 kilo total in
Absolutely.
the 47 kilo class. Never thought we'd see the day. Maximova of the ROC, 142.5.
For her third and last lift of this competition.
Evgenia looking to go 3 for 3 in the deads. A little slow.
Yeah, the grip started to slip
Little
in her
much.
right hand, you could see.
Yeah, it was just a little out of reach today. And yeah, that grip, there it is.
Yeah,
Lost the thumb, and that wasn't going to happen after there.
exactly. No way you can recover from that, but still a solid try.
145 for Kachapan Mayon of Ireland. 7.5 kilo jump from her second attempt. Still 5 kilo below her previous personal best coming into the Worlds.
But it will put her 2.5 kilos over her total personal best, I see. Nice cues from the coach there.
3 white lights.
2 white lights.
And I believe that's the first of the 3 white lights. She kept getting
Yeah,
the red
I
on the
think
one
so.
side.
Yeah, she missed the 77.5 on the bench. So, great deadlifting here from her.
Veronica Broner of Kazakhstan. 157.5. She wants to hit this. And then has the agonizing position of sitting back and watching Simone pull and having to
Absolutely.
see what color of medal, but she's got to do her part first.
This is for the silver medal position in the 47 kilo class. Veronica Broner, 157.5 kilos. Neck to neck with Simone. Oh, falls down forward a bit.
Pulled a little out of position there. Loses her balance.
Now will Simone drop her lift to play on safe?
She could drop it to 157.5.
Exactly.
And speaking of 157.5
But
for
again,
Rochelle Randoni. Yep.
Simone already had the 372.5 and she was lighter, so I think she might keep it. I think she's already certain of her second silver position in total.
Ball loaded. 157.5 kilos. Rachele Randoni, Italy.
Rachele Randori representing Italy, 157.5.
Very solid pull for a third attempt. Wow.
Finishes her day with a 322.5 kilo total. Inside the top 5, collecting her national team points. And Simone Lai of Canada, 162.5 kilo being loaded on the bar. If she hits it, she'll finish with a 380 kilo total.
Yes.
Simone Lai, Canada.
Her silver medal is not in doubt. However, she could walk away with a gold medal in the deadlifts. Still one lifter to go.
Exactly.
Oh, it's slow, but it's moving. Pauses at the
Oh,
knees.
fell backwards a bit, lost her balance. I think now Tiffany might up her weight, if possible, to go for 400. I think the 165 was to secure gold in deadlift, but now that she already has that, will she go for 400 kilo total? Don't think so.
Doesn't look like
No.
it.
Sometimes you see these last-minute changes. They wait till the lifter before them does a certain thing, but they'll keep 400 for next time. Maybe at Europeans in December.
Turbo Tiffany, 165. This is your 47 kilo world champion.
With one more lift to go.
Further extending the junior world record, only 20 years old. Hard to imagine the talent this young lady has.
The very light 46.5 kilo body weight.
Can you imagine the numbers she'll be doing when she's actually aged into the open?
Incredible. Wow.
She had that
Look
2.5
at
kilos.
this.
Listen, she's just shy of 400 kilo. She only got her opening weight on bench and had more in the tank on her dead.
Absolutely.
Where could she have taken her total if she went 9 for 9?
You know, the world record is currently at 4:08.
Heather Connor.
Heather Connor, like, she's getting close there.
Very close.
Yeah. Heather hasn't showed her max potential either yet, so she still has some things to show. But, I mean, Tiffany is getting close here.
This could all be decided in the near future. A look at the scorecard here. So Tiffany Chapon of France, 397.5 for gold. Simone Lai of Canada, 372.5 for silver. Veronica Broner also 372.5, but on
was
body
heavier,
weight,
yeah.
bronze for Kazakhstan. Phenomenal battle in the 47s, and now we step into the 52s with the opening deadlifts and kicking it off, Kanan Kasai of Japan, 132.5.
It's a solid opener.
Yeah.
3 white lights. No questions there.
135 next weight on the bar. Leonie Tapman, Great Britain.
Leonie Tapman of Great Britain had a bit of a scare in the bench press. It literally came down to the last lift, where it was disqualification or gold. Couldn't the two opposite ends of the
Yeah.
spectrum, and it was gold.
I think we both skipped the heartbeat there
Yeah.
at that point.
135 for her opener. She could solidify her total and no longer have to worry about bombing in. That was fast.
That was very fast. 3 white lights. At least here she's on the board from the very start.
She could breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Now she just has to cover ground, add kilo to the total. Dawn Stacey of Ireland, 140 on the bar for her.
Very solid competition so far. 3 on 3 for squats, 3 on 3 for bench. And what will she do for deadlift? Looked like a solid opener. Got 3 white lights for it. She's on the board as well.
On the bar now, Elizaveta Nikitina, Russian Olympic Committee.
Elizaveta Nikitina, representing ROC, the Russian Olympic Committee. 145 kilo for her opener. Elizaveta has hit 160 previously. And that was easy.
Very easy opener.
That's a good lift. 3 white lights at 145. 155 on the bar now.
Also, look how low the bar hangs in your hands with the mixed grip. Very good grip. And this is Plun.
Representing the Netherlands, 155 on the bar for her opener.
Did some massive grinds on the bench. So she's definitely in fighting mood today. Three white lights.
A little slow over the knees, but it gains
Yep.
momentum towards the lockout. Right there.
US Virgin Islands.
Indeed.
Representing the U.S. Virgin Islands, Andy Riley,
172.5 kilos, Andrea Riley.
opening with 172.5 kilo.
Little scream there. Ooh, her belt is not closed.
Oh, she's allowed to clasp her belt,
Okay, there we go.
and there it is.
Got me scared for a second. Let's see how she does. Currently in 3rd place, so an important lift.
Nicely done.
Nicely done. That's 3 white lights for her.
A good lift for Andrea Riley, 172.5, 175 next weight on the bar. This is for Barbara.
I see that Noemi took a new opener on that lift. She started at 170 and now she's gonna open with 182.5. So this puts her in current 1st position.
Barbara Gap of Austria. 175 kilo on the bar for her. Yeah, it looks like Team France and Team France battling at the top with Riley right there as well.
Yeah. First Barbara, 175 should be easy for her, knowing her. Good opener for her, 175 kilos. If I'm not mistaken, she has a 193 kilo record on her name. So this is Noemi.
Noemi Alabert from France, opening with 182.5 kilo, 52 kilo class, and we're in the 400s.
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
You didn't even have time to.
I couldn't finish my sentence, sir. Like she had a cab waiting. That was fast.
She came, she performed, and she stormed off. Wow, that was very impressive, I have to say. I know she's a strong lifter, she's a very strong deadlifter as well, but this was, yeah, there's plenty more in the tank there.
And if you like that, you're going to love this. Shizuka Rico of France, 185 kilo opener. 407 pounds by a 115 pound woman. Oh my, oh. Little bobble at the top. It was fast, maybe a
Shame.
little too fast.
That was very fast. But she will, I'm sure that she will increase the weight at this point. Like, she
You think
knows
so?
it's there. I think she will increase the weight.
It's so dicey.
She needs to protect her position from Riley, because Riley is taking a 10 kilo jump as
Yeah.
well, coming at 422.5 in the prognosis. So Shizuka Rico, if she wants to stay
You're
in the
right.
fight, she's gonna have to make the jump. And you know what? It's there. So let's see.
We will keep you updated. We wait with bated breath
It's exciting for sure.
on that attempt selection to come in. We can't get away from this type of excitement, huh?
No, this is what we live for, man.
And Kanan Kasai of Japan, 140 kilo for her 2nd attempt.
Sorry, sir, you were right. She's sticking with 185.
Well, if she's the biggest puller of the field, she can always put a placeholder final and just see what she needs
Yeah.
and load exactly.
Put herself on the board
But
first.
it's scary to not have that insurance of the opener. And the Japanese lifter, all smiles.
Yes, that's a good lift on her 2nd attempt.
Side of Japan, 142.5 of the bar now. Leonie Tapman, Great Britain. Bars loaded, 142.5 kilos. Leonie Tapman.
Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 142.5 kilo on the bar for her. 7.5 kilo jump. 7.5 kilo below her previous personal best.
2-1. Let's look at that replay. Red light. It's either soft knees or lockout. It's a close call. It's
Dawn Stacy of Ireland, 147 and a half.
Bar is loaded. 147.5 kilos. Dawn Stacy, Ireland.
and another good lift for Stacy.
Yeah, I don't think she's missed yet today.
No shit, that was 8 for 9 now, so it only takes one more lift to get that 9 for 9 total.
Elizaveta Nikitina from the Russian Olympic Committee, 152.5 kilo. Wants to build onto her total to maintain that top 5 and bring the ROC national team points. A little bit of bobbling on top.
Yeah,
We'll see
but
if
I'm not
it's
sure if there was downward move. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that is no lift. 3 reds, 3 red cards. No lift, no lift.
So, but
160 next weight on the bar. Lundekker's Netherlands.
the red lights don't indicate downward movement though, so it would be a matter of lockout.
Bar is loaded.
160 on the bar for Plundeckers of Netherlands.
One of the few conventional lifters that we see in these lighter weight classes.
Keep pulling, come on.
And that's a good lift for Plun.
Consistent with the opener. There's a phase right below the knee, and then over the knee it's a little slower and
Yeah,
picks up pace as she gets closer and closer to lockout.
indeed. Once she gets past the knees, then she's off.
Andy Riley of the U.S. Virgin Islands, 182.5 for her second attempt.
182.5
It's a 10 kilo jump. It's a big jump for these weight classes. She's strong though, so let's see what she does.
Covering ground quickly. If she gets it, she'll be just 2.5 kilo behind Alibert in the projected.
Everything is still possible, Ryan. Let's see. 182.5.
Oh, it's
Gets
slow at the
it
knees.
over
Wow.
the knees.
Is she a fighter? Oh
Look at
my
the skinner legs.
goodness.
Just a lookout. Just a lookout.
You have never seen a fight like that
Oh.
before. Holy.
Damn, that was intense. We were both sitting at the tip of our chairs. It was almost there. It almost looked like she wouldn't get it over the knees, but she did. And then centimeter, by inch by inch, centimeter by centimeter, she gets it up, but just couldn't lock it out.
And that is so close to lockout.
Look at that. You know
Wow.
what? Nothing what a bit of extra chalk can't solve, I would say. But this is Rico.
Yeah, Shizuka Rico of France, 185. Missed it on her opener, not due to strength. Retaking it, got a little off balance. Balance on point that time.
Look at that speed, Ryan.
No problem this time.
Shakes her head as she walks off the platform. Wish I would have done that the first time, but it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I believe that if she would have a good day and she could dream of a number, she could pull 200.
Well, we might see it.
We
We'll
might
see
see it.
She might need to.
Yeah.
Noemi Alibert from France, 187.5. Holy smokes.
Again, you weren't able to finish your sentence.
I'm still
We were still shook from the first attempt. Now she does it again.
I've just gathered myself from the first attempt. Yeah, she is just not slowing down whatsoever. And that was 187.5 kilo. Now Barbara Gap of Austria with 190.
World Master 1 record.
That's right. Barbara is 40 years old, so this is a master's record.
She's a grinder as well. She's proven that multiple times. She will give everything to get this lift. World Master 1 record. 190 kilos. Barbara Gap, Austria. She's off.
And right on cue, she
What do the
fights
referees say?
right to the lockout. 3 white
Wow.
lights.
This is a new World Master 1 record in the deadlift for Barbara Gap from Austria. Congrats. What a lift.
It is it was a hell of a lift. It was a hell of a fight. Doesn't necessarily leave herself a lot of room for a third. I'm
Nope.
thinking a very conservative jump. But there's been high drama already in the 52s. Some of those lifts look like third attempts.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And also, Noemi is going for 196. And Rico Shizuka is doing the same, 196. These are massive bars for the 52 kilo weight class. So Barbara will go like, 200. She will try 200, Ryan.
Well, it could be a placeholder.
Yeah.
Take all these placeholder third attempts with a grain of salt. We'll keep you updated. And Leonie Tatman of Great Britain, 147.5. Slow to lockout, but looks like she's going to get it.
Look good to me. 3 white lights. 3 good deadlifts for her. After a rather exciting bench.
Yeah, there was quite the dramatic day, but finishes 3 for 3 in the deadlifts. And the Japanese lifter, Kanan Kasai, 147.5. If she gets it, she'll finish the day with a 347.5 kilo total, well above her previous personal best.
Fighting it. Locks it out.
Good fight for the lockout.
3 white lights.
150 is on the bar now for Dawn Stacey of Ireland.
Now Dawn is going for 150, a 2.5 kilo jump. Rather conservative, but I think this is to secure a 9 for 9 competition.
Yeah, she hasn't missed yet.
The bar is loaded.
So let's cheer her on.
Dawn Stacey, Ireland.
See what the judges say.
Oh,
I had a feeling,
Yeah.
if I'm honest,
so she wasn't locked out properly.
the right shoulder on the right side. Well,
Yeah, the knees are
Maybe the knees
caving a
then.
bit.
maybe the knees then.
Yeah.
Elizaveta Nikitina of the RLC. Missed 152.5, opting to go up 5 kilo regardless. 157.5 loaded for her third and final deadlift. If she gets it, she'll end with a 380 kilo total. And if you see why they probably went up, the ROC looking to get her into the top 5, finish for some team points.
Yeah.
Bars loaded. 157.5 kilos. Elizaveta Nikitina, Russian Olympic.
For 380 kilo total.
Slows right above the knees, and we are
Fighting
just
it, but
bit-
oh,
wow. The crowd reacting to that.
I don't think that anyone saw this coming, but will she get it though? Yes, she does. She does.
White lights.
Was a little bit of downward movement. Look from the for the center referee.
Look at it slows right above the knees
Yeah.
to a complete crawl. Yeah, I think it just teetered back and forth, not necessarily downward. Look at that. What a
I
struggle.
feared a bit of ramping on the legs, which would give me yellow light, but the referees clearly didn't think that was the case.
Nope.
So
They
very
got
happy for her.
They got a better vantage point than we do. Plume Deckers of Netherlands, 175 for her third and final.
That's a 15-kilo jump, so she's definitely trying something here. Oh yeah, if she gets this, she will go above Riley.
It'll put her, if temporarily, onto the podium for a bronze. Nope.
No, sadly,
It,
bit
it
too
was,
heavy.
it was the strategic play to make, so it makes
Absolutely.
sense.
You have to try this. When you get to this level, when you get to this competition, you want to go for the medals. You want to stand on that podium. So it was the right call for Pleun. Because, you know, sometimes it's just there. When you have the right motivation around you, you have the crowd cheering for you, and sometimes you can just do that extra little bit more. But
U.S. Virgin Islands, Andy Riley. She currently has the bronze around her neck, but wants to possibly swap this for a silver if she can get this lift. Certainly put a titanic effort in her second attempt,
yes, for sure.
failing just before lockout. With a little more speed and momentum this time.
And maybe a bit more chalk.
A little more baby powder on the legs,
Yes.
a little more chalk on the hands.
And an extra motivation.
Pulled a little out of position. And
Shame.
she may have emptied the tank in that second attempt.
What she did there was unbelievable. That
It was unbelievable.
Because we are thinking about who we should give the Queen of the Grind award, but like this is definitely
It's a title that gets passed around a lot
Yeah.
when you got ladies like this with so much heart. And we're getting attempt changes back and forth here.
Alaber just lowered to 192.5.
192.5 for Naomi Alaber.
And seeing her second attempt, this is still rather conservative, if you ask me.
You know, 187.5 is very quick and fast. I think she's got more than 5 kilo in her.
Yeah.
But if she gets it, she'll end off with a 430 kilo total. We would expect Rico would change her final attempt to go for the win, though, because
Absolutely.
we only seen her opening weight. It's a little harder to gauge on Rico, so it's
Coached by Charlotte.
oh, that was more work than the second, that's for sure. But it looks
But
good.
still.
3 white lights, and you know what? From our position, we're like, oh, why doesn't she load a little more? You know what?
Yeah.
That was work, and she might have tipped over if she had more on the bar.
Absolutely.
So we'll pay attention.
Rico
Yeah.
does.
Like we suspected. So Shizuka Rico going all in, pushing all the chips to the center of the table. 198 kilo world record to finish with a 430.5 kilo total and the 52 kilo world championship.
Wow, this is absolutely exciting. This is a 13-kilo jump. Indeed, she did not make her first attempt, so she definitely had something left there.
Yes, that's a
But
valid
yeah,
point.
Exactly.
You know, she had opening weight twice. She's fresher, isn't
She's
she?
fresher, she does. So she's
Whoa.
strong. She's shown us a lot of potential, but let's see what this is to pull for the win in the 52 kilo class, 430.5 kilo to be precise, with a deadlift of 198 kilos for a new world record.
Just a little too much
Just
today.
a little bit. That means that Noemi Alaber takes the gold in the 52 kilo class.
It also means her final attempt selection was bang on.
Bang on.
Very well played by Team France all round. Naomi Alaber with an amazing performance, going to a 430 kilo total. Rico of France also with a silver medal, and Andy Riley with a gutsy performance in the squats, missing, coming back, hitting that squat. We also have Barbara Grapp, though, don't go anywhere, 198 for a world record, it's a deadlift, but is it also a total for masters?
It's also from total.
No,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure,
believe.
no.
I don't believe so.
But this is a world open record as a master.
Open record as a master.
198 kilos for Barbara Gap. She's a deadlifter, so she's a grinder. Will she get it? No.
Too much. A little too much.
The second attempt took a lot of effort for her as well. So, but still, we gotta give her credits.
Risked nothing in loading that up and going for it, so absolutely made sense. What an amazing session we had this morning, my friend.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining us, by the way.
You're very welcome. My pleasure. I love being here. This is what we do, and it was a very exciting battle as well. It's an honor to witness all this on the front row, next to my buddy.
We got the best seats in the house. my man.
Absolutely, we do.
There's the scorecard. You don't want to go anywhere. We have the medal ceremony coming back up. Six-pack lap of that.
Rob Eslands from Belgium.
Until next time.
the victory ceremony, I introduce the official. So the first official is the president, IPF president, Gaston Parage. Please, big applause for Gaston Parage. Second official is IPF president, Arnold Volchmann. Thank you, Arnold. And a nice woman, Tatiana Marek from Ukraine, EC member, IPF EC member. Thank you, Tatiana. Now the official. I'll give a present, a little present, at all the lifter. And now we can start with 47 kilo category open. Squat, bronze medal, Brunner Veronica, Kazakhstan. Squat, bronze medal. The silver medal, Leigh Simon from Canada.
You are too slowly.
And the gold medal, Chapeau Tiffany de France. Thank you. Thank you. Now in bench press, bronze medal, Leigh Simon from Canada. Silver medal, Brunner Veronica, Kazakhstan. And the gold medal, Chapeau Tiffany de France. Wait for the picture. 1 second for the picture. Thank you. And now in deadlift, bronze medal, Leigh Simon from Canada. The silver medal, Randon Rachel, Italia. And the gold medal, Chapeau Tiffany de France. Thank you. And now total for this World Championship Open category, 47 kilo, bronze medal, Brunner Veronica, Kazakhstan, 372 kilo point 5. The silver medal, Leigh Simon from Canada, 372 kilo point 5. And the winner in 2021, world champion, Chapeau Tiffany de France. 397.5 kilos. Enlevez le masque, peut-être un peu. Please, everybody stand up for national anthem from France. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Now we continue with the next category, 52 kilo. open category. In squat, bronze medal, Riley Andrea, ESV. Silver medal, Decker Plum, Netherlands. And the gold medal, Noémie Alabert de France. Okay, thank you. Bench press, bronze medal, Riley Andrea, ESV. The silver medal, Nikitina Elizaveta, Russia Olympic Committee. And the gold medal, Tatman Leonie from Great Britain. Thank you. Now in deadlift. Bronze medal, Rico Shizuka from France. The silver medal, Gab Barbara, Austria. And the gold medal, Noémie Alabert de France. Thank you. And now the total for this World Open Championships 2021 in Amsterdam. Bronze medal, Riley Andrea, USV, 412.5 kilos. The silver medal, Rico Shizuka de France, 470.5 kilos. And the winner of this World Championships Open, Noémie Alabert de France. $430 kilos. Rico, t'enlèves le masque, merci. Now please stand up for national anthem from France, la Marseillaise. Thank you. Thank you. And now music, please. With very, very big applause from the audience.